So day 2 of the confirmation hearings, they started asking real questions. I guess they must have started reading their email. Of course, they don't get real answers and they never push. They just accept whatever comes their way. So Leahy and Specter even tried to get McCasey to define torture. Or more specifically, they asked him, is waterboarding torture? And his answers varied from, I don't know enough about it, I don't really understand how it's used in the greater context of the situation, all sorts of vague professions to ignorance. Well, if you're ignorant about whether waterboarding is or is not torture, then I would suggest you subject yourself to it just to have a first-hand knowledge, if that's what's necessary. But actually, at this stage of the game, such ignorance should render you unqualified for the office of Attorney General. I mean, come on. Let's get real here. And I mentioned Arlen Specter, but he talks a great game, proclaims clearly and strongly and correctly on the issues, but always at that final moment when it comes to the vote, well, he's real quick to bend over and vote for the bush. All I can figure is a shrub either got his hand in his pocket or some interesting photographs of a past indiscretion. On a positive note, Senator Dodd put a hold on the FISA reauthorization. He says no more blanket immunity for illegal actions in the past. Even if we legalize it in the future, it was illegal when you done it. You got to be held to account. Waxman's another man that talks a great game, but when you get down to the nitty-gritty, he's quick to find himself some kind of out. When they were in the minority, he was all gung-ho to start impeachment proceedings. Now that he's the man that could override Pelosi's no impeachment promise, he refuses to do so. When there were 17 co-signers to Kucinich's bill, or Resolution 333, he said, quote, 3 more backers and I'll get on board. Well, Kucinich got them 3 backers and he's still not on board. Another Democrat that always weasels out is Rockefeller. How many years ago was it that he promised that second half of the 9/11 report? Remember, the first one, all it did was pinpoint what went wrong, supposedly. The second part of the report was supposed to tell us who was responsible and should be held to account. I guess he's just hoping that everybody forgets all about that. He must be safe in his re-election bids, or we'd have gotten something from him a long time ago. Getting back to Dodd, though, he is running for presidency, so he might have a Secret Service detail. If he does, I would highly advise him that he might look for a different source of protection. Say maybe Blackwater. That'd be choice. That would be choice. And I also would advise him, don't charter any small planes between now and Inauguration Day. Enough for now. Into the circle file.